Welcome everyone to my review of IDW Sonic issue 54. From this point forward, there will be spoilers aplenty. You have been warned. Where we last left off, Surge got herself a new toy in order to gain more power, the Dynamo Cage. While it did provide her with additional juice from sources such as Energy Blast and 4 Whisper's Wisps, there was a nasty side effect. It caused Surge to hallucinate a Starline that taunted her for being a loser. Sonic and Tails arrived on the scene of her attack on Central City, and when Kit learned of the attack on the news, he started making his way there in order to help out Sonic, unaware that the attacker is someone who was considered dead and was originally loyal to. This will be awkward. Sonic and Tails distract Surge by trying to stay in the air. As long as she's focused on them, she can't wreck the rest of the city. That strategy doesn't last as Surge spin dashes into them, knocking Tails out and re-injuring Sonic's leg. While it looks bad, there is a small bit of hope. Whisper sends her Scion Wisp to merge with Sonic.
Laser!
It doesn't last as Surge times it just right and rips Cyan out of Sonic. Now she has the full set. Sonic points out that Wisps are living creatures, but Surge doesn't care. They're just power to her. As she monologues, Tails signals Sonic to follow him to a nearby department store. He asks Sonic to stall her while he sets things up in the tools and appliances section. Surge busts in, now utilizing laser beams. In her recklessness to blast down Sonic, she fails to notice the bolts that fell to the ground. You can see where this is going. This blunder by Surge gives Sonic time to buy more time by sticking a bucket on her head. Sonic heads downstairs where Tails has finished rigging a bunch of appliances together with jumper cables. Surge follows, and Tails quickly attaches a pair of cables to her. The appliances begin draining power from her, but she won't let some ordinary household products stop her. She powers up, destroying the appliances, but it overloaded her. Before Sonic and Tails can get a chance to remove the Dynamo Cage, Sonic's leg injury acts up. Hey Sonic, you know what would help? A boot made of rusted metal. Yeah. To further complicate things, Kit arrives. Seeing Surge in this state, let's just say he's not happy. He accuses Sonic of lying to him about what happened to her and attacks Sonic, only for Tails to cancel water power with wind power. Just before we get a round 2 of Tails vs Kit, Surge starts coming to. Kit grabs her and leaves, telling them not to follow. Everyone regroups at Tails' house. Sonic says his leg is starting to get better, and they will follow in order to rescue Whisper's Wisps. Which brings us to Whisper in a corner, cradling her broken Wispin. Belle heads over to introduce herself. She brings up that she's familiar with her thanks to Tangle, and offers to fix her Wispin. Whisper allows it. Meanwhile in Eggperial City, Orbot and Cubot list off what Surge has wrecked, including Cubot's mint-condition Cyber Singer Mika figurine. I think. It kinda looks fine to me apparently. I wonder what that's based off of. Eggman's more curious about how Surge is using the Dynamo Cage in an unorthodox manner, and her construction in general. Therefore, he's putting his current plans on hold until he learns more, and he and Metal Sonic are heading on a road trip. Back over to the imposters, Kit brought Surge back to Starline Base Sigma to recover, thinking it's safe. But all it does is cause Surge's Starline hallucination to reappear. Once again, he taunts her, saying that she's back where she was made and that she'll always be his. This causes Surge to freak out to the point of crying. The hallucination disappears, and Surge sees Kit comforting her. After he apologizes for abandoning her, Surge quickly regains her composure and tells Kit that soon they'll make everyone pay. Sonic did alright for himself despite being injured, relying on a classic game trick, then using a classic slapstick trick. But Tails is undeniably the MVP of this issue. He saved Sonic and Central City by quickly whipping up a means to drain Surge's power using items from an ordinary department store. MacGyver would be proud. He was also willing to defend the injured Sonic from Kit. I'm not surprised Kit would return to Surge as soon as he saw her, and accuse Sonic of lying. Once again, in Sonic's defense, he didn't know until now she survived, or has regenerative capabilities. I know I keep bringing up these facts, but it is important to consider them with regards to Sonic's decisions in this arc. Now, was Sonic right to tell Kid about Surge's fate immediately? In my opinion, I don't think it mattered. Surge's attack still happened, and they were going to find out one way or another. I do have a theory of what might have happened differently. Kit would follow Sonic and Tails sooner, even if they told him to stay put. Kit was already imprinting on Sonic before being told what happened, remember? The moment he spotted Surge, he'd rejoin her in a heartbeat. This would make things harder since Tails would never get a chance to do his department store shtick. I hate to be cruel, but Sonic being upfront with Kit was the better outcome for Central City, even if it cost him an ally for the moment. Ultimately, it's Starline's handiwork that's at fault. Kit must serve Surge. That is his only purpose in life. At the very least, he was courteous enough to let them live with a warning when he and Surge retreated. Speaking of, the reason she lost this battle is because she was so laser focused on Sonic, literally in this one case, she didn't mind her surroundings. It made her vulnerable to ordinary slapstick, and it allowed Tails to drain her power. Granted, it seems Surge sped this along, but I don't think she intended to lose that much juice to the point of overloading. Her threat could have ended right there if not for Kit's intervention. Even while licking her wounds in a supposed safe place, it doesn't mean she's out of the woods. There's that pesky Starline hallucination she has to contend with. I particularly like this panel of Surge in the corner with the Starline hallucination looming over her. Though I will have to dock points for not looking as creepy as he did last issue. It's because we're dealing with different artists here. I don't mean to knock on their work, it's fine. But there was something about Adam Bryce Thomas's Starline hallucination that made him look, for lack of a better term, inhuman. Regardless, I have a feeling that the Starline hallucination will pop up in an inopportune time for Surge during a final confrontation, and it will most likely cost her big time. A reminder that while she is a grade A jerk, she too is Starline's victim. As of this issue, the chances of these two getting a downer ending just went up. People have pointed out to me that the Dynamo Cage reminded them of Metal Sonic's modifications in Sonic Colors' Rise of the Wisps. I guess it is possible that the device was inspired by the animated shorts. Now I wonder if those events happened in the IDW Sonic universe, and Eggman built the Dynamo Cage based on that. Eggman and his crew may have popped up for only a page, but it is significant. Surge's actions have inspired him to look into Starline's work, and if successful, he might apply it to his own. Well, there's some irony for you. The original wants to imitate the imitator, and if he does wind up acquiring data on cyborgs and applying them, it'll bring him closer to his Archie counterpart, and we all know he enjoys messing with his cybernetic underlings. Moving on to a lighter subject, there's Belle and Whisper. First of all, I enjoy these small moments of Belle not being the universe's punching bag, and second, their interaction is a nice callback to Trial by Fire. Not only with Belle bringing up Tangle's conversation about Whisper on the log, but Belle comforting someone in distress. In this case, offering to help fix the Wispin. This, plus Sonic and Tails promising to rescue her Wisp, puts Whisper in a better mood. I do appreciate Whisper's determination, but she can only get so far without her wisps or her weapon. I am aware of issue 57's preview, by the way, and if you look it up, let's just say beware of spoilers. Anyway, it seems we have a three-way showdown coming up as we head into the final 2 issues of this arc. Funny enough, all 3 parties are a duo consisting of a speedster and a smart guy, each with their own goals, whether it be a rescue mission, gathering intel, or simply causing mayhem. Before you ask how Sonic, Tails, Eggman, and Metal Sonic locate the base, I'm going to say they have a way to track Surge and Kit. Plus, the base once belonged to Eggman. If he figured out Starline stole power cores, he can discover one of his facilities has been deleted. We'll see how things unfold in issue 55. See you then. Maybe it's the way it's drawn, but seriously, the figurine looks fine. Maybe there's a mark on the cheek, but that's it. Actually, here's what I think really happened. Surge ripped the figurine out of its packaging. That would ruin the value.